Hi there, so today I'm going to show you how to connect and automatize an email form on Webflow. Let's get into it. Hi there, welcome back again to Felipe's channel, the crazy creative designer from Germany. Thanks for being here, thanks for taking a look at my stuff. And yeah, today I'm going to show you how to use the Webflow form element together with Mailchimp to create an email automation to, for example, to welcome new subscribers or purchases. Or so if you want an email to go out to somebody who fills out your form, then he can get an automatized email from Mailchimp. We're also going to be using Zapier. If you're not familiar with it, it's a logic builder, and it has lots of integrations and it's very powerful. But we'll go step by step. I'll show you how it works, and it's easy peasy. All right. So just open Webflow project I have going on here, and then the first thing we have to do is to add a form to the page because we don't have one yet. So I'm gonna go to the page main, gonna add a div. Just call this form. Inside, I'm gonna insert the form block, which is the form element from Webflow. Then I can go to the settings and I can give it a name. It's good to specify it if you have different contact forms on your website, so you can differentiate them, right? So I'll do contact form test April, maybe something like that. Okay, so you can see the name of the form block, and you can see other fields such as success and error. We're not going to be looking at that today, but yeah, let's take a look. So here is the form element. Styling doesn't matter for now, but it does bother me. So I just add a little padding. So we have something a little prettier going on. Actually, should have added to all sides, but that's okay. There you go. Right, fantastic. So we have a form, and then the first thing we have to do is to publish the website. We don't have a custom domain here yet, but you can use the Webflow domain. That's fine. Okay, so we have it live. Let's check it out. All right, fantastic. So there should be a video here as well, but my internet is really slow today. So yeah, okay, fantastic. Just gonna scroll down to the form element. There's a form. All right, cool. So the first thing we have to do is to connect Zapier to Webflow because it acts like a bridge between Webflow and Mailchimp. But it's very easy. Don't worry about it. All right. So I already have Zapier open here. The first thing we have to create, as I said, is a dedicated Zap for it. Or I mean, it can be part of other flows as well. But in our case, keep it simple, stupid, kiss. So it's loading here. As I said, my internet is so slow today. I have no idea what's going on. All right. Anyways, so we have a trigger and an action if you haven't used it before. Trigger is what sets the flow into motion. So something happens and then it sets the flow into motion. And then action is what actually happens in the flow. Actually, before we do that, let's actually go to, I've been saying actually for 10 times now. So let's go to Mailchimp first, because we're going to need to create something called a tag, which is the best way to do this automation. So a tag is like an extra piece of information that we can add to context. Okay, so I can say Felipe and his girlfriend, we can add the tag Sunday to both, right? And then this information becomes associated with your element or object. As you can see, there is one here already, but we're gonna create a new one. We're gonna call it I don't know, new form, right? New form, fantastic. But it doesn't really matter. You can choose whatever you want. So now we can go back to Zapier. Let's choose as a trigger. Let's go to Webflow. There you go. And then the trigger event. So what sets it in motion? We can have comments. We can have orders, form submission, orders. So the what we want is the new form submission. Then you just have to connect it with your account. I have lots of websites. So here I can choose the site. It was the G2 site. There you go. So I can connect it with G2. In the form, this is where we can choose the form that we created before. which is the form, contact form test 04, which is showing up here. Fantastic. So we can continue. And now comes the steps to test the trigger. And nothing's gonna happen here. If I click test trigger, it says no submission found. Because Zapier kind of needs one entry at least to understand the flow and to create it. So what we can do is we go back to the live page, to the staging page, and we can add a test input here, right? So I don't know, test input 2455 at gmail.com. All right, so I'm just gonna send it. This is the normal Webflow procedure. There you go, it has been sent. So we should receive it in our Webflow account as usual. But if I go to Zapier now and I click test trigger, then there you go. It's going to show the submission from today, which is the one we just sent. So this is going to be our test object, right? Moving forward. So continue with selected event. So now what we have to do is we have to connect it to Mailchimp, right? So I'll go to Mailchimp. I think it was there already, but there you go. So Mailchimp, not transactional, just Mailchimp. Action events. So this is where we can trigger the flow on Mailchimp, the automation. And we can do that. Well, there are a couple ways to do that, but the preferred way, in my opinion, is to add a tag to a specific subscriber or to any subscriber that fills out the form we want them to fill out. So we created that tag, new test, I think it was. So we can use that to tag the customers or to tag the subscription people, subscribers, Jesus. And then this tag, by using this tag, we're gonna see that the Mailchimp automation is gonna recognize the tag and then see it as a trigger. So what do I mean? First of all, we have to add or update a subscriber. So if somebody's new, they get added to our Mailchimp list, audience, or if they have changed something like new email or something, then it updates the subscriber on Mailchimp. So now we have to choose the Mailchimp account. I have already created one, which is the Mailchimp G2. And then we can move forward, configure. Okay, so this is where we have to map the field. So what is meant by that? The form has a field for name, has a field for email address, and we can add other fields such as phone number or message. That's up to you, but at least two inputs, right? So if I go back to Zapier, we have to connect those inputs, the name and the email, to the Mailchimp audience. Pretty easy. So I go to audience, which is our general audience. We only have one option. Subscribe by email. That's where you're gonna pull the data from Webflow. So we have to map it. So I click on the plus icon here. And as you can see, this is the information that Webflow is delivering. We have the name and we have the email. Everything else is irrelevant for now. It's only like metadata. So you can forget about it. So if I click form response email, then it's gonna map, it's gonna read that field, our email field here, and it's gonna connect it with the logic, right? So I can scroll down up to text. There you go. So what does this mean? It means that when somebody sends a form inquiry, their email and name is sent to Mailchimp, and we can assign them automatically the tag we had created. So if I go here to tags, I can search for, oh, there it is already. It's the second one, new form, right? Because we only have two. So I click new form, and that means that the contact is gonna be given, assigned the tag, and then sent to the Mailchimp audience. Everything else is irrelevant for now, and then I go to continue. Here you can see the information that is being outputted by Zapier and this flow. Now I can test the step. There you go. And there you go. Success. So a subscriber was sent to Mailchimp about 1 second ago. So if I go to Mailchimp, to the audience, we should see this new contact on our audience dashboard. So I can go to all contacts here. There you go. Manage audience, and there you go. Now we see the email and we see the tag that we gave it, no form. Fantastic. So we're almost done. Now we have to use Mailchimp automation system. So I can go here under automations. I can go to overview. All right. And here I can create a flow. Right. So I can create a journey the way I want. So I just click build from scratch, test form 24, something. All right. Choose the starting point, and this is where it becomes interesting. As you can see, there are many starting points, but we're looking for the tag. So that means if a tag is added to a contact on your audience, then this flow is going to be triggered, you know? So I can click on tag, then I can set a tag, I can choose our tag, which is the new form, save starting point. So this flow is going to start as soon as a tag is assigned to a new contact. And then we have to automatize the email. So that means that this email is going to go out to the subscriber as soon as possible once they have inputted the form information. So I can set a subject, right? Test 24 input, right? In preview, this is your form, right? Just as placeholders. Then you have to select a template. And Mailchimp is a little annoying in that respect because you can't use the placeholder information or it's gonna lead to an error. So we just have to modify it quickly, just a little bit. So we have a unique design or a unique template. So come on, so slow Mailchimp. There you go. All right, so this is just a template, right? So what we have to do, or what we can do, is just remove some information, remove some text. I'll just play around a little bit. So I'll add a new paragraph. Say loaded. There you go. Then I can add, I don't know, like, no, we don't have a product, so it's whatever, you know? So I can add the logo again if I want to. Then I can, let's do one more thing to see if it works the way we want to. Just add a spacer, you know, just make it grotesque. There you go. That doesn't matter. So you can design the email however you want, as long as it's not like pulled completely from a template. All right. So we go back to the flow. There you go. So flow, to understand, contact is tagged with new form, and then contact is sent email contacts from your customer journey, which is, we can view it again just to make sure it's the correct one. There you go. That's the one we just created. Fantastic. So that looks good. Now we can go to continue. And now we can turn the journey on. All right, fantastic. So Mailchimp is live. Let's go back to Zapier. Now we can publish. We don't need to do anything else right now here in Zapier, so we can publish the Zapier flow, and we already have the Mailchimp flow published. So in theory, if we fill out the form, the flow should trigger fill out form, email, contact, sent via Zapier to Mailchimp audience, and from there they receive an automated email because of the tag that we had assigned them. All right, so we can go to the landing page again, just refresh it just to make sure, and now we can input something else. Just put studio. I'll just put like studio 99 at gmail.com. All right. So I click submit. Fantastic. By the way, that doesn't affect the deliverability of Webflow. I still receive, there you go, as you can see, I still receive the form via Webflow, all right? So sometimes it does take a second, but let's see if something has already happened. So if I go to the audience, we should be showing up here. There you go, look at that, that's beautiful. With the tag, no form, fantastic. So step one, the Zapier automation seems to work. Now let's go to the automations, and this is the one we created. As you can see, it hasn't been started the progress yet. It takes a couple seconds, sometimes 1-2 minutes. You know, the other one is an old one that I was using before, so this is the right one. So let's just wait a couple seconds. Let me see if there's anything else I have to show you here on the form, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, by the way, you can style the form however you want, and you can change the names here and the label and the input names. You just click here, and then you can change it to whatever you want, and even enter a placeholder, you know. So okay, let's go back to Mailchimp. Let's see, let's refresh the page. But it hasn't started yet. But it does take a while. I'm gonna hit the pause button, give it a minute, and then we'll check back. There you go. So just waited 20 seconds, and we have started in progress. We're not going to receive an email because that was just a throwaway email, but you should be getting the email we had designed before. Let me just see if it's completed. Let's see. It shows progress, but trust me, it arrives. And then I'll show you on an example from yesterday that I was playing with this, preparing it. Right. Just show you quickly. There you go. So this is the one I had designed, and it's the same flow as the G2. That was received automatically, and that's what's gonna happen here as well. So I hope you found some value. I hope it helps you with your projects, with your ideas. If you did, I would appreciate a like and follow. Would be very appreciated. And happiest of days to you. Thanks for watching.